She wouldn't. But you... Look, she the least you could have done was... This day started off so awesome!
Coming from a background of commercial production and things like that, I always used pre-created production music. 30 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever. So when I decided to start making films, I had that mindset, and I had no idea what having a custom score would do for my film.
I am your host, Devin Dark, and as promised, I am coming to you live from inside my new abode.
The first film I decided to have scored was a special project. It was a horror film for a contest, and I knew I wanted to do something different. I knew I wanted it to be in surround sound, and I had a custom score done for Darker the Night, and it was a surround sound score. So the difference that custom score made for Darker the Night cannot be underestimated. Having had a taste of a custom score for my films, I realized that as much as you can have a actor play a part, play a role in your film, the music is a character all in and of itself. And the music, the score behind your film can be thematic. I mean, when you hear John Williams' score for Star Wars, you know the love theme for Leia, and you know Darth Vader's evil theme and things like that, but you don't realize how themes can be placed into your own films until a composer says, hey, there's a theme here for that. And I remember going to see Charles and Parker and seeing how all the stuff was laid out and how they had timed it all and how they'd created what they call stems, and I didn't know what a stem was. I saw how that kind of was laid out and calculated, like scientifically.
He sings to me. He is the sweetest, kindest, most loving man.
My dad doesn't sing.
The next film was just a short that we did called Details. I wanted kind of a Hitchcock vibe to it, and I got it with this. I mean, for less than a 48-hour turnaround, probably, gosh, not even that. We tried to provide Charles and Parker with what we were doing as we were doing it, because we had no time to create this short film. And they did it. They got it done really fast. It's a great score, and I think I heard one of them say that's still the favorite score of all of them they've done for me.
What?
With Poor Baby, I told him that I didn't know what I wanted. From the very get-go, I had no idea what I wanted for the score, none whatsoever, and they came up with a rock theme.
Miss Tate.
And I had edited the film several different times, and the more I heard it without any music, the more I liked it without any music. But I wanted them to score it anyway. So they scored it, and it was great, but it was a lot. And, you know, and I think that's a great way to start, is a lot, because then it gives me as a director some decisions, and as an editor it gives me some decisions. And so I kept coming back to them and saying, less, give me less. So they give me less. And then I'd come back to them again, and I'd start worrying about whether or not they were going to get mad at me. And I said, give me less. And okay, and they gave me less.
Darlene, did you notice all the security cameras?
This really isn't your smartest move, Darlene.
I've made worse choices.
Everybody down on the ground now! We're gonna do this nice and fast! Do exactly what I say and nobody gets hurt!
Seriously?
Should've locked the door, Pat.
And then I came back a third time and said, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I wanted. I'm still not getting it. Can you give me sparse? So we took this film that had like all this stuff, and I said, go sparse. And they did it.
Can I get up? This dress is designer.
And I felt horrible. They had put so much work into the score, but they did it, and they didn't complain. And then we had an issue with the ending. They had done a scratch track with a bass guitar, and I loved it. But they really wanted to do more with it. And it was funny because they came back to me and said, no, you're right, that's great, just the way it is, we're going to leave it. And I'm like, yes. But that's the neat thing about working with these guys is they don't have an ego that is so bruisable that they can't see the overarching importance for the film as a project. Again, it's a character, right? And sometimes a character has a line or two, but they're still very, very powerful.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, in this case, the score had a line or two, but it was very, very powerful, and it worked for the movie very, very much. It was well done. We're very proud of the work that we did. And if I was ever worried about bruising their egos ever again, just stop me, because they know what's best for the project just as much as I do. And sometimes they know better than I do.
Hold on. Is she gonna be all right? Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I really am. I'm very sorry.
There was one time we were doing a score, and Parker was listening to his own score and said to me, I think that's too loud. What composer wants their score brought down in a mix?
Ow! Sorry.
If you ever have the opportunity to work with Cut Time Music, you gotta try it. The work these guys put in is insane. But it goes back to help the project, and they can work very, very fast. And they've done features and shorts, and they've had their stuff seen on all sorts of different cable channels. And just call them. Just ask them to do the work, because they won't disappoint you.